The release of the Samsung Galaxy S25 is shaping up to be one of the most anticipated smartphone events of the year. Alongside Apple's iPhone launches, Samsung's Galaxy S series consistently draws global attention. Even if you're not planning to upgrade, there's always curiosity about the innovations Samsung brings and how it compares to the best Android phones on the market. For the Galaxy S25, excitement is even higher than usual. Why? Because this time, Samsung is pulling out all the stops. Not only will the lineup feature Samsung's exclusive Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset, but early benchmarks suggest it will deliver unprecedented performance thanks to an overclocked for Galaxy variant. Pair that with Samsung's continued advancements in Galaxy AI, and we're looking at a device that could redefine flagship standards. Another major talking point is the rumored design overhaul. The Galaxy S25 might adopt curved edges reminiscent of recent iPhones, moving away from the harsher angles seen in its predecessors. Satellite connectivity is also expected, allowing users to stay connected in remote areas without cell service. Whether it's contacting emergency services or simply keeping in touch, this feature is a game changer for many. Now the question on everyone's mind is, when will the Galaxy S25 launch? Samsung has established a fairly predictable pattern with its Galaxy S series launches. Historically, the first Galaxy Unpacked event of the year occurs between late January and mid-February, with phones hitting store shelves about 2 weeks later. Looking at recent trends, Galaxy S24 launched on January 17, released on January 31. Galaxy S23 launched on February 1, released on February 17. Galaxy S22 launched on February 9, released on February 25. This timeline provides a strong clue for the Galaxy S25's release. Reports from South Korea suggest that Galaxy Unpacked 2025 is set for January 23, falling neatly within the usual window. If this date holds true, the Galaxy S25 series could be available to purchase as early as February 6 or 7. Samsung's preference for Friday launches could favor February 7, but the exact day isn't likely to matter much for eager fans. There are a few reasons to believe in the January 23 Unpacked date. For one, it fits Samsung's trend of maintaining a consistent launch schedule. Secondly, it gives the company ample time to distance itself from other major tech events like CES 2025, which concludes on January 10. By timing Unpacked later in January, Samsung ensures it can dominate the spotlight without competing with other companies showcasing their innovations. In years past, Samsung sometimes used tech shows like CES or MWC as platforms for launching flagship phones, make the Galaxy S25 more ergonomic and visually appealing. Satellite connectivity, a first for Samsung. This feature could ensure you're always connected no matter where you are. Galaxy AI enhancements. Samsung continues to invest in AI-driven features, potentially revolutionizing how users interact with their devices. While Samsung hasn't officially confirmed the Galaxy S25 launch date, all signs point to January 23 for Galaxy Unpacked, with a release likely around February 6 or 7. This timeline aligns perfectly with Samsung's historical patterns. Of course, plans could change. Samsung might adjust its schedule or surprise us with a different strategy. But based on what we know, the Galaxy S25 is shaping up to be one of the year's most exciting releases. Whether you're upgrading from an older Galaxy device or simply curious about the latest innovations, the Galaxy S25 series is worth the wait. Now let's dive into the exciting showdown between two of the biggest heavyweights in the smartphone world: Apple's iPhone 16 Pro Max and Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra. Both of these phones push the boundaries of mobile technology, offering cutting-edge features and exceptional performance. But which one takes the crown as the best big phone of 2024? Let's dive in and compare them side by side. Design. Starting with the design, both phones have distinct looks that reflect their brand identities. The iPhone 16 Pro Max stays true to Apple's iconic rectangular shape with flat sides and soft corners. This year, it features an even slimmer bezel, allowing for a larger 6.9-inch display. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra, on the other hand, keeps its sleek, curved edges and integrates the ever-popular S Pen, a feature unique to Samsung's Ultra series. Size-wise, the differences are minimal. The iPhone 16 Pro Max measures 163mm at 77.6mm, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra is slightly shorter, but a bit wider at 162.3mm at 79mm. That extra width allows room for the S Pen, which gives Samsung an edge in productivity. Apple, however, introduces something new this year: the camera control button, a capacitive touch key that allows for zooming and other camera controls with a swipe. When it comes to color options, Apple sticks with its sophisticated muted tones: white, black, natural, and the new Desert Titanium. Samsung goes for more variety with options like titanium violet and yellow. And for those ordering through Samsung's website, you get access to exclusive colors like titanium blue and green. Display. Now, onto the display. Both phones deliver top-tier screen technology. The iPhone 16 Pro Max boasts a 6.9-inch OLED display with a buttery-smooth 120Hz refresh rate. As with the iPhone 15 Pro series, you also get the always-on display feature, which lowers the refresh rate to just 1 Hz when the phone is idle. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra isn't far behind with its stunning 6.8-inch AMOLED display that also supports 120Hz refresh rates and an always-on feature. One advantage Samsung brings is an anti-reflective coating, making outdoor visibility much easier in bright sunlight, something the iPhone lacks. Both displays are breathtakingly vibrant, but there are subtle differences in color. The iPhone 16 Pro Max tends to lean towards warmer yellowish tones, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra has a cooler, more tealish hue. A standout feature for the iPhone 16 Pro Max is its ability to drop its brightness to just 1 nit for easier nighttime viewing, great for late-night scrolling. Performance. Now let's talk about what's under the hood. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is powered by Apple's latest A18 Pro chip, built on a second-generation 3nm process. This makes it incredibly efficient, with significant improvements in heat dissipation and sustained performance compared to its predecessor, the A17 Pro chip. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra is no slouch either. It runs on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip, custom-tuned for Galaxy devices. While the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 performs well, especially in gaming and graphics-intensive tasks, it tends to throttle a bit sooner than Apple's A18 Pro under extreme stress. In benchmark tests, the iPhone 16 Pro Max leads in CPU performance, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra takes the edge in 3D graphics, scoring slightly higher in peak performance. However, Apple's new chip excels in long-term sustained performance, so if you're planning on pushing your phone to its limits, the iPhone may have a slight edge. Camera next. Let's discuss one of the most critical aspects of any flagship phone, the cameras. The iPhone 16 Pro Max features a 48-megapixel main sensor paired with a new 48-megapixel ultra-wide sensor and a 12-megapixel telephoto lens with 5x optical zoom. Apple has also introduced a new lens coating to minimize lens flare, addressing a common complaint in previous models. On the flip side, Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra brings its camera game with a 200-megapixel main camera, a 50-megapixel zoom lens, a 10-megapixel telephoto camera with 3x zoom, and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide sensor. Samsung has packed in more megapixels, but remember, megapixels aren't everything. The iPhone tends to produce more natural-looking photos, whereas the Galaxy S24 Ultra sometimes leans into oversaturation, delivering more vibrant images. In low-light photography, both phones perform exceptionally well, but Samsung's larger sensor can capture more detail in some scenarios. For video, the iPhone takes the crown with its 4K recording at 120 frames per second, ideal for capturing stunning slow-motion footage. While Samsung's camera app offers tons of customization, Apple's new camera control button provides a more intuitive experience for videographers. Battery life and charging. In terms of battery life, the iPhone 16 Pro Max packs a 4,685 mAh battery, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra edges it out with a 5,000 mAh battery. Both phones are more than capable of lasting through a day of heavy use, but Samsung's slightly larger battery may give it a slight advantage. When it comes to charging, Samsung takes the lead. The Galaxy S24 Ultra supports 45-watt wired charging compared to the iPhone's 20-watt charging speed. Samsung also has reverse wireless charging, which allows you to charge other devices like earbuds on the back of your phone, something Apple's iPhone 16 Pro Max doesn't offer. Software. Lastly, let's compare software. Both iOS and One UI are polished, mature operating systems, but they offer different user experiences. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is a fantastic choice. But if you're looking for more customization options, better charging speeds, and love the idea of an S Pen, Galaxy S24 Ultra might be the perfect phone for you. Ultimately, both of these phones are top-tier devices with a ton to offer. Whichever one you choose, you're getting a powerful, feature-packed smartphone that will keep you ahead of the curve in 2024.